Hey, good afternoon, Tiffany. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. We have met in previous lives, and I know that you were a stellar employee. So I was excited when I saw your profile and your resume come across my desk. So it would be my pleasure to represent you in helping you find your next position. So I know that you worked for a manufacturing company. That was your last role. You were there for a little over 2 years, almost 3 years.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Why don't you walk me through day to day? What did you do there?
Okay. I handled all of the AR, the customer invoicing, verifying all of their numbers, lot numbers, quantities, pricing, any discounts, anything of that nature, sent out invoices, processed all payments, any discrepancies that they had. As well as follow up on past due notices, and worked with them to collect payment. I did all of their, or the majority of their AP. I basically did from the start of AP up to actually like creating the payment. The only part I couldn't do was the actual submitting the payment, like sending the money out.
Okay.
I can matched up from the PO, the purchase order information to the received details to match up to the invoice that we received. I investigated any discrepancies, followed up with the vendors. I also kept track of all the vendor documents, made sure we were up to date, W-9s, contact information, all of that information. I handled all of the reconciliation, month end, year end, credit cards, expenses for employees. I handled all of that information, as well as I did some of the HR work. I did all employee onboarding, helped create the employee handbook, handled processing payroll again up to actually submitting it. Handled all of that. If there's any time card discrepancies, worked with those.
I think
I
we've
did,
actually even worked on that together, like some
yes,
time apart in the past. So yes, I can say on the outside, the other side of it that it was an absolute pleasure to work with you. And then you worked for the county of Volusia County for about 5 years.
5 years, yes.
Okay. And were you doing the same type of work with them as a senior accounting clerk?
Senior accounting clerk. I handled the majority of the accounts receivable side, a lot of the invoicing, a lot of I did all of the sales tax processing for all of the different departments within the county, the fuel tax, tire tax, processed all of that, as well as just customer service in general, answering phones, people that walked in, and I was given the opportunity to work with a lot of the accountants, did a lot of their research. Any of the James Moore would come in and do our audits, would handle a lot of the research and helping collect anything that they required.
Okay, wonderful. And just pulling up here. Oh, and what system were they using? What system were you using for payment? Was it proprietary for the last two jobs you had?
Yes, for the manufacturer, we used SOS and QuickBooks Online were our two main, and Paychecks and ADP. I'm also familiar with both of those,
Perfect.
as well as multiple customer websites for their payment processing. For the county, it was their own system. We used Chronos for the time card, timekeeping feature. SQL, used a lot of that one as well.
Alrighty. And so that goes back almost 8 years. And then before that, you had another 3 years with another amazing employer here locally. You were at Embry-Riddle University, and you were doing collections for them.
Correct. I handled like when students would leave and they would need to have like the exit interview for their Pell Grant, the universities loans and grants. I handled that, as well as the collection. That was a very unique experience because they're worldwide. So
All right. Perfect. Yeah, I actually got to hear the president speak, and I had no idea that they had a campus in Singapore, or students in Singapore.
oh yes.
Yeah, very interesting. All right. Well, Tiffany, I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the interview. But that doesn't mean that we're done yet, because we've got more stuff to chat about. So I'm gonna
Okay.
put this on hold. There we go.